Let's continue with some of the teachings of Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj from the book I Am That. So, I'm going to give you the context first, and then we'll read a couple of lines from the book. So, the thing is that a spiritual seeker at some point, and I'm sure most of you, who have been on this path, the pathless path, must have come to this doubt whether the person who you consider as the messenger, the guru, the teacher, or the storyteller, whatever perception you have of the person you're listening to, do they really know what they're talking about? Or there could be another doubt. They know, you're convinced that they know something, but are they purposefully trying to hide something? Do they not want to give me the truth, and so that I can be free? These are some of the doubts which do come up in the seeker's mind. So here the seeker says that what you cannot give is not your own. And he's basically implying that, it's coming from a sense of frustration. He knows that Maharaj knows, but he or she somehow thinks that why Maharaj is not able to give him or her the truth, the peace. So Maharaj says, I claim nothing as my own. When the I is not, where is the mine? Two people look at a tree. One sees the fruit hidden amongst the leaves, and the other does not. Otherwise, there is no difference between the two. The one that sees knows that with a little attention, the other will see. But the question of sharing does not arise. Believe me, I am not close-fisted, holding back your share of reality. On the contrary, I am all yours. Eat me and drink me. But while you repeat verbally, give, you do nothing to take what is offered. I am showing you a short and an easy way to being able to see what I see. But you cling to your old habits of thought, feeling, and action, and put all the blame on me. I have nothing which you do not have. Self-knowledge is not a piece of property to be offered and accepted. It is a new dimension altogether, where there is nothing to give or take. The doubt can come in a seeker's mind that if the master gives the truth, the seeker may not need the master anymore, and that relationship may fall apart. So you see, there is a confusion, there is a pain there. Whereas for the master, it is not any of his concern whether the seeker, quote unquote, gets it or not. Because whoever shares this message knows well that it is not up to their efforts that a seeker can realize. Realization happens when it is destined for a particular seeker. The message does bring peace. Even if it is intellectual, it does bring a lot of peace. But that transformation, that transition from intellectual to the heart, the full realization, is not in any individual's control. So Nisargadatta Maharaj says that he's not purposefully hiding anything, because self-realization is not something you hide. It is not something, it is not a piece of property that is to be given away or that is to be accepted by someone. It is right there. And he says you just require a little bit of attention. And all that any master or a person who's channeling this message is doing is just pointing to that little piece of attention, and they're just pointing to that little piece over there and saying that if you just be aware enough, you can see the fruit. But still the seeker is not convinced. And the seeker says, give us some insight or into your daily life, into what goes on, how you live your life. So Maharaj responds, and I think this is interesting, so I can just read one more paragraph. So Maharaj says, the common things of life, I experience them just as you do. The difference lies in what I do not experience. I do not experience fear or greed, hate or anger. I ask nothing, refuse nothing, keep nothing. In these matters, I do not compromise. Maybe this is the outstanding difference between us. I will not compromise, I am true to myself, while you are afraid of reality. You see, then this question comes up, why are we afraid of reality? If our real nature is Satchitananda, being consciousness bliss, who is the one that is afraid and why? So Maharaj says it is the mind that is afraid. The mind, which is identification with the limitation, is afraid. And the reason why it is afraid is not because it is afraid of the truth as such. It is afraid of losing what it has accumulated, because a lot of investment has been made into accumulation. From the very beginning, we have invested in a particular line of thinking: work, money, friendship, society, community. The idea that I am the mind, I am the body, I am limited, therefore I need to protect this limited entity. And in that belief, I'm just afraid to lose what I have acquired. Because what happens is, when we start seeing with clear vision, many of the things that we have accumulated may just go away. So we are afraid of losing what we think we already have. But there can be no fear of that which is always there, which was never acquired, and which can never be lost. And that is precisely where Maharaj is pointing the seeker to. He's trying to tell the seeker that it is not a failure, your inability to see clearly. It is just a matter of attention. And at some point, that attention will totally turn inwards, and that attention will dissolve in the vastness of that which makes all perception possible. So you will eventually lose your limitation and be the infinity that you are. And he's saying that I'm not withholding anything. It cannot be withheld. It is by virtue of that only that even you are able to experience the limitation. Everything is illuminated by that same force. And that is where Maharaj is pointing us to.